So I get asked all the time, Kris, how do I get in the game of real estate? There's two paths. Build a portfolio by becoming a landlord or owning real estate that someone can manage, or you gotta look at wholesaling. And in today's video, I'm gonna teach you the 6 steps of wholesaling so that you can get started making money right now. I participated in over 6,500 different real estate investment transactions. That's over $2 billion in real estate, and over 2,500 of those were flips. And so this whole game of finding really deeply discounted properties and then turning it over to someone else and getting paid, that's a great way for someone to get started in the game. But we're actually not talking about flipping real estate.
Nani?
We're talking with wholesaling about flipping paper. Let me tell you what I mean. If I find a really good deal, then what I'm gonna have to do is I'm gonna have to put up the money, the credit, I'm gonna have to buy the house, then I'm gonna have to put money into fixing it up and then putting it back on the market so I can sell it and I can make all this money. It's a ton of work and it's gonna be hundreds of hours for someone to do all that work. Wholesaling is different. It's when you find a really good deal. It's such a good deal that you say, if I just take this piece of paper, this contract where someone's agreed to sell it to me for this low price, and if I just sell the piece of paper to someone else for an assignment fee, that could make me $10,000, $20,000, $50,000, $100,000. And then when I do that, I never actually buy the property. I never put down money or credit. I don't have to fix it up. I'm out. Someone else is playing that game. That is what wholesaling is. This is the blueprint and it looks like this. Number 1, I am gonna show you today how to find a really good deal. Number 2, how you get it under contract. Number 3, how you find an investor that you can step 4, assign that contract to, so that step 5, you get paid. I'm just gonna share with you 4 different strategies that I've used to find really good deals. The first one is called digital marketing. This is where you're gonna go out and you're basically gonna put up a landing page and you're gonna have it search engine ranked, basically an online website for let me pay cash for your house. This is where people find you, they get interested, they enter their information, and then you make an all cash offer. The second strategy for finding a really good deal is by using direct mail. Believe it or not, good deals are found every day just from using snail mail. And the bottom line is anyone that's interested after reading, hey, all cash offer, do you need a good deal? Can I help solve your problem? Let me know. Anyone that calls you or texts you or emails you from that direct mail is gonna be a really hot lead where you might have your hands on a deeply discounted property. The third one is cold calling. So you can buy lists online of people that have paid off homes or half paid off homes, they've got equity in their homes, but they also might be in foreclosure, pre-foreclosure, because wholesaling is ultimately finding problems, finding people that are willing to sell their houses at low prices so they can get the cash to solve their problems, pay their bills, and do those things. One of the things that you can do is you can go to callgeeks.com. This is a company that basically has people, virtual assistants overseas that can get you the lists. They'll then call the people and then they'll basically turn hot leads over to you. That is an amazing way for finding really good deals because instead of you making hundreds of dials a week, you're only doing dozens of dials on people that are pre-qualified to want to talk to you where there could be a really good deal in the making. And then the fourth and final one that I'm gonna hit is SMS Blast. You go to leadblastpro.com and what they're gonna do is they're gonna take your list, they're gonna help you skip trace to the phone numbers, and then you could literally text 1,000 people or 100,000 people at once and basically have the most interested parties text you back and say, sure, I'll entertain an all cash offer from you. By the way, are you loving the video so far? I'm being as specific and direct as I possibly can to show you step by step how to do this. I will also tell you that I'm looking for partners that want to do this with me because I'm scaling right now nationwide. Instead of just being in a handful of markets, I want to be everywhere. And the cool thing is if you click the link below, you can actually fill out your information and actually look at partnering with me. So everything I'm talking about, I got news for you. I have the leads, I have the resources, I've got everything lined up. The cool thing is when I do this with you, I'm gonna teach, I'm gonna provide, I'm gonna help you, but I let you keep a majority of the money, but I get to be your mentor. And if that sounds good to you, click the link below and let's just skip to the good stuff. Okay, step 3, you now have leads coming in from what we've been talking about. And the question is, how do you talk to these sellers? Here's some things that you're gonna ask. You're gonna ask if the property is currently vacant, rented, or owner occupied. If it's vacant, that means that they're probably incurring regular expenses. They're gonna be really motivated to find a solution on that home. Then you're gonna ask for a property walkthrough. You're gonna see if you can do a virtual walkthrough, have someone walk through it, see if you can walk through it. if I do this deal, what kind of repairs are they gonna be? Because I'm gonna sell this to an investor and I wanna give them a heads up. Next, you're gonna come prepared with a purchase agreement. And again, you can click below if you want all those resources. Get with me and let me actually give you the contracts and everything. But with the purchase agreement, you're basically gonna say, I'm agreeing to buy this house for this price that we agree on. And then from there, you also have in the contract the ability to assign it to your partner that has the money. That way, you can get the deal under contract and then literally pawn it off to someone else to do the deal to come up with the money, but you get paid for being the middleman. And then finally, be prepared to leave with a signed contract. Because if you walk through the property and they're like, well, I've got these problems, I've got this dental bill and I got these other things, I got like $50,000 in bills, the house is worth $300,000, but I'll sell it to you for $190,000 if I can get the cash so I can pay all this other stuff. Well, all of a sudden, you do the deal at 190, you sign that contract, and you sell it to an investor for $210,000. Remember, it's worth 300. So they're getting a great deal. They'll put some money in, they'll put in the time, effort, and energy. They'll do the heavy lift. But the moment they close on the deal all cash, the seller gets what they want, and you got paid the $20,000, and you didn't really have to do anything other than talk to them and swing the deal like I'm teaching you how to do right now. All right, step 4. Now we're talking about negotiating the deal. First of all, you're gonna ask the seller, is there a price that you had in mind? And you know what? You're gonna find some people that are like, well, my house is worth 300 and I think I want 330 for it, right? They're up in the night. Or they might be saying my house is worth 300, I was hoping to get 300 for it. That's also not gonna work for you. But you're gonna find some people that are like, geez, my house needs a lot of fix up. And so I can't bring it to the market because I need 30 grand to fix it up. And you're telling me that you can give me an all cash offer where I can sell the house to you as is and I don't have to solve that big problem first. That's why they're gonna give you a discount. Try not to be the first person to give the price, by the way. Ask them questions and try to figure out mentally where are they at. Then you're gonna ask them to justify that price. How do you expect me to pay that? Or why do you think someone would be willing to pay that? Let them know you have 3 other houses that you're gonna be looking at that day. Create some urgency, let them know that you're not gonna do all the deals. And then finally, always ask this question multiple times. Is that the best you can do? Is 220 the best you can do? Well, I could probably do 210. Is that the best that you can do? Well, listen, worst case scenario, if it's an all cash offer, I can do 200 grand. Well, now you have a house worth 300,000. They've accepted 200,000. You've built a rapport. For them, you're helping them fix up their vehicle that's in the mechanic shop. For them, you're helping them pay off debts. For them, you're getting them out of the house where they can't afford the mortgage and they want to move cross country and do something different with their life. And what you're doing is you're saying your house is not in great shape, but I can get you an all cash offer. Of course, it's going to be a discount, but if they can agree on the price, you can then now take that contract and sell it to someone else, which really takes us to the 5th step. Okay, step 5 is now coordinating the deal. Here's what's going down. You're gonna put down some earnest money. That could be $10, that could be $100. That's what you're gonna put in the contract as good faith that this is a real offer. This earnest money deposit is often given to your real estate agent when the purchase agreement is signed, but there's probably no realtor involved. You're just gonna take it to a title company that is going to officiate you and your contract, and then the investor that is going to be buying the really good deal off of you, letting you as the middle person make the money. Then you're gonna call around to those different title companies and see if they're familiar with doing assignments on deals. They need to be investor friendly. They need to be willing to do assignment deals. The ones that are familiar with that, that's a title company that you want to use. And what that does is it brings us to our 6th step. Part of coordinating the deal is you now also have to find an investor that sees the good deal and wants to take it off of your hands and is agreeing to pay a little bit more for it. This is where you take the contract and you're just gonna assign it to them with them agreeing at a higher price so that you get to make the middle amount of money. And remember, they don't care how much money you're making. What they care is how much meat is left on the bone. How much money can they make if they actually take over that deal and do it themselves? You don't have to step out too far into the world before you hit some of these resources to just say, I've got a really hot deal, who can close cash? And there's lists of people that are literally cash buyers that are looking for deals just like that. Those are the people that you're going to coordinate the deal with to take it off your hands. And this, I promise you, if you lock down a really good deal, there will always be an investor to take it off of your hands. And again, if you work with me, I already have a network of 54,000 investors. I've got investors and hedge funds in every state that are happy to take that deal right off your hands. All right, step 6, closing the deal and getting paid. This is where you're basically going to check with the buyer and seller. You're gonna make sure you have a closing date. The title company is gonna handle everything. They're basically gonna make sure that the investor buying the property is going to bring the cash to the table and give it to them. The title company will then be giving the money to the seller and the middle money to you. And all you have to do is wait for it to be recorded. That's when it goes final on the county records that basically says this investor now owns this property. The person that used to own it no longer owns it. And once it's done, they're gonna wire the money to you, or you're gonna get a check put in the mail, however you want it. You've been paid, the deal is done. Listen, I hope you enjoyed today's video, but you might be saying, geez, Kris, I love this, but I'm also really intrigued by buy and hold. Like this idea of waking up someday to millions of dollars, but it was passive and I really didn't need to do much of anything at all. If you wanna learn about what I've done thousands of times in building portfolios buy and hold style, click right here, watch this video, let me show you.